The NHL is accelerating. The time when hitting and grinding were sufficient to compete in the top league in the world has long since passed. Today, skill and speed are kings. This comes more naturally to some players than others. Because of this, players in the NHL of today have changed their priorities. Who are the top skaters? Who are the top players who have made remarkable performances? Although more and more players in the league are outperforming their opponents, this is nothing new. There have been players who have sped through the neutral zone, circled around some offensive zone, and left defenders in their snow throughout the league's history. Because of this, speed gives players a significant advantage. Nobody can take the puck away from you if they can't catch you. In light of this, let's review some of the NHL's fastest players who have made history. Based on overall speed, these players are the fastest in NHL history. This ranking is primarily based on in-game speed. The eye test, which is the key factor when comparing the fastest skaters in NHL history, is what matters the most to me. Additionally, I will take into account the fastest skater all-star competition, which heavily favors NHL players born between the 1900s and the present. In 10th place, we have Peter Bondra, right wing. Bondra established himself as a stalwart for the Washington Capitals in the 1990s. Throughout the 90s, the two-time 50-goal scorer took part in the NHL All-Star Game 5 times, largely due to his speed. Bondra has won the NHL's fastest skater competition twice. The first time was in 1997 with a time of 13.610, and the second time was in 2014. We'll talk about the other two players after Bondra, who is the third person to ever win the competition twice. Pavel Bure is in 9th place, right wing. If only Bure had experienced the offensive excess of the 1980s or the paroled freedom of the modern form of the game. He still went by the moniker Russian Rocket despite being a virtual prisoner in a time when neutral zone traps were common. Bure tried his best to navigate the defensive muck, much like a muscle car stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic. He gave the league's largely unchanging style a little bit of grace. Bure twice surpassed the 60-goal mark and 3 times led the NHL in goals. The 1994 Stanley Cup Finals Game 7 saw Bure at his best while skating for the Vancouver Canucks. He impressed spectators, rival teams, and his team even in his first game. Cliff Ronning, another teammate, recalled seeing the skater. "I've never seen a guy skate that fast, that confidently, and go end-to-end. I doubt you'll ever see him skate that quickly again. I have no idea how quickly he was moving. I doubt anyone has ever skated that quickly." Despite suffering from injuries and left wing locks, Bure amassed 437 goals and 779 points. In 2012, he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. At number 8, we have Paul Coffey, defenseman. Coffey is one of the greatest skaters of all time, which makes it interesting that he accomplished this feat while skating in skates that were 2 sizes too small. He reportedly had the control he required to fly across the ice as a result of this. Well, it appears to have worked out for him because he ranks second in career goals, 396, assists, 1,135, and points. And he holds the world record for the most goals scored by a defenseman in a season, 48 in 1985 and 86, 1,531. Coffey won 3 Norris Awards and 4 Stanley Cups, including 3 with the Oilers, 1984, 1985, and 1987, and 1 with the Penguins, 1991. Coffey, who could outrun forwards, frequently gathered stray pucks and pinched in the offensive zone to test the reflexes of the opposing goaltenders. Yvan Cormier, forward, is in the 7th position, though Roadrunner was simply impossible to catch. During the 1973 Stanley Cup Final, Chicago Blackhawks defender John Marks provided the best summary of Cormier. Marks and the Blackhawks took down the New York Rangers before taking on the Canadiens. Cormier is gone in one step. I had imagined that I could skate with him in the same manner as I did with the Rangers, but he is quite different. He simply vanishes from view. Cormier was slender, 5'7", 175 pounds, quiet on his feet and agile. He contributed to the Canadiens winning 10 Stanley Cup championships during his 15-year career, which ended in 1979 and finished his Hall of Fame career with 428 goals. Cormier, one of the 100 greatest NHL players, frequently credited his longer skate blades for giving him an edge. Sergei Fedorov is placed at the 6th, center. Sergei Fedorov was a standout two-way player whose speed helped the Detroit Red Wings with 3 Stanley Cups, 1997, 1998, and 2002. In 1994, he was also awarded the Hart Memorial Trophy. Fedorov, a center who frequently served as a point on power plays, was able to cover plays by driving quickly from one end of the rink to the other. With a time of 14.363 in the first NHL fastest skater competition and a time of 13.525 in the second, Fedorov became the first skater to win the competition twice. Fedorov consistently made space between the puck and defenders when he was attacking. The 2015 Hockey Hall of Fame inductee played 1,248 games in his career with the Wings, Anaheim Mighty Ducks, Columbus Blue Jackets, and Washington Capitals, with 483 goals and dishing out 696 assists. In 5th place, we have Mike Gartner, right wing. While he was playing, Mike Gartner was regarded as the NHL's fastest skater. Gartner was very demanding. Just ask any defender who tried to keep pace with him stride for stride. With times of 13.510 in 1993 and a new record of 13.386 in 1996, Gartner, then in his 30s, won 2 of the NHL's fastest skater competitions. It was there for 20 years. With the help of his speed, Gartner was able to get away from defenders and gain enough room to score 708 goals and rack up 1,335 points in 1,432 games. His career-long elusive speed allowed him to score 30-plus goals in 15 straight seasons. Bobby Hull, left wing, is the 4th best. Some athletes have quick skates. Some athletes have powerful shots. Few, if any, have Bobby Hull's combination of exceptional talents. The fact that opposing coaches frequently assign 2 defenders to guard the Golden Jet is not surprising. Hull was reported to have reached speeds of 47.8 kilometers per hour in 1968 by Popular Mechanics, 29.7 miles per hour. There is no doubt that he lived up to his nickname, regardless of whether the math behind that is accurate. Hull, one of the most divisive characters in the NHL, pushed the limits of the league and his teams with his antics off the ice. Over a dispute over pay, he even defected to the WHA in 1972 and became a man worth $1 million or more. Hull won the Hart Memorial Trophy twice and the Art Ross Trophy 3 times throughout his 23-year professional career. 7 times, Hull was the league leader in goals. He is the only player to have succeeded in doing so. Sami Kapanen, left wing, is in 3rd place. Sami Kapanen, who isn't as well known as some of the other players on this list, must be mentioned as one of the fastest players in game history. With times of 13.649 in 2000 and 14.039 in 2002, he is one of only 6 players who have ever won 2 of the NHL's fastest skater competitions. However, Kapanen had previously recorded a lap time of 12.7 seconds, surpassing those figures. The NHL career of the father of former Toronto Maple Leaf included 831 games, 189 goals, 269 assists, and 458 points. It appears that his son has inherited his speed thus far. The second spot is reserved by Connor McDavid, center. Connor McDavid is the only player currently competing in the NHL who merits inclusion on this list. The NHL fastest skater competitions are held every year, and McDavid is the first player to win 3 of them in a row. His 3 winning totals, 13.310, 13.378, and 13.454 are the first, second, and fourth highest in the history of the competition. With the aid of modern technology, Sportsnet was able to analyze McDavid's speed, which exceeds 40 kilometers per hour, 40.9 and 25.4 miles per hour. The captain of the Edmonton Oilers would be unable to skate through school zones. McDavid attributes his agility and skating to his childhood love of rollerblading. He switched between using ice skates and inline skates. The superstar is already widely regarded as the best skater of all time, or at the very least, the fastest. In the first position, we have Bobby Orr, defenseman. In 1966, Bobby Orr was a blur when he joined the NHL. No one could travel from point A to point B more quickly. The skating prowess of Orr is legendary. With each effortless glide, he modernized the sport, revolutionizing his position. True athletic poetry in motion. Yes, that was him. The first genuine offensive defenseman was Orr. He frequently paved the way for scoring opportunities for Boston Bruins forwards. In 1974-75, The season before suffering a serious knee injury, he set a record with 139 points. In his prime, Orr was voted the all-time best skater by the public. It's a real shame he had to give up playing at the age of 30 due to persistent knee problems. Just think back to the ice skater with the buzz cut. His speed was unbeatable and impossible to imitate. Such a lovely thing it was. Here I conclude my list of the best, fastest skaters. Who is your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Please skate on the bell icon and also like and share our videos.